So anyway,
Wait. Okay, we're back to Sheep Asleep. And November 3rd, 2020, especially here in Kentucky, it looks like the heated race between Amy McGrath and Mitch McConnell has been settled, with Mitch winning, you said.
yes, Amy McGrath lost the race. So Mitch McConnell stays in office, and he's still what, the majority whip, or
Yeah, he's the majority. He's the majority speaker now.
yeah, he's whatever he held. That's awful. We don't know this.
Well,
There's
I'm
so
glad
much-
he won personally, because you listen to Amy McGrath, and according to her, Trump getting elected was as bad as 9/11. I mean, really, you're going to
Yeah.
compare political office?
to 3,000 people dying, attack on our home soil,
Yeah.
to a president elected.
That just goes to show how radical she is. But-
I mean, how can she be a what we call a rhino Republican in name only, so bold as what she was to say things of that nature? She says, "I'm more further left than anybody in Kentucky." Why are you a Republican if you're that far left? It's called being a Democrat. So register as one.
Well, she was a Democrat. She did register as a Democrat.
No, she ran as a Republican.
No, Mitch was a Republican.
No, she was on the Republican ticket to go against Mitch, or something to that degree. On her commercial, she says she's a Republican.
No, she said her husband's a Republican.
Oh,
She ran Democrat. She said she
that's right. That's right.
she
You're right.
leaves politics at the table when it comes to dinner time.
Okay, I remember. Right. See, sometimes these commercials confuse me because I really don't listen to them that good. I don't.
So it has Mitch McConnell winning by 62.9%, with Amy McGrath receiving only 33% of the population vote. And coming in last is Brad Barron with the Libertarian Party at 4.1% of the vote. Here, I'm going to check Florida real quick, or let's see. Didn't you say you had I know you've got a listener, and you said New York, with New York Prepper,
Yes,
right?
he's in the Hudson Valley area.
Well, let's just check and see what's going on in New York. New York Prepper, if you're listening, we're giving you a shout out, brother. If you want to listen to someone else talk about prepping besides Prepper Camper, go on over to
NY Prepper,
NY Prepper.
New York Prepper. He's on YouTube. So I believe that
No results have come in for the presidential office in New York yet.
okay. Well, I believe that tonight is going to change America, and I hope there's no riots on either side, left or right, because it would be a shame to start shooting, killing, and hurting each other over the presidency. Yes, it's a very important seat that only the electoral colleges elect. We vote on everything under the president. My random thought is, where do we as a nation, how do we move forward under a Joe Biden president? Just random.
It's not going to move forward. If you listen to anything of his, he's talking about tearing down the 400-mile wall that Trump put up at the borders, have wide open borders. All the illegals can come in. Doesn't matter if they're rapists, serial killers, drug dealers. South American federales, Colombian drug cartels.
What about let's leave this for a moment and just talk about anything out of the blue.
Yeah.
Like movies. How about that? Now, do you prefer movies that are like on Netflix and Hulu compared to movies that are like on the big silver screen?
Well, since all this COVID stuff started, you hadn't really had a chance to watch a movie on a big screen. But yeah, it depends on the movie. If it's a sci-fi, typical guy movie, action, sci-fi, fantasy, then yeah, I'm gonna see that on the big screen.
That's something else. I've noticed here lately, my action thriller guy in me has suppressed, and the romantic in me that likes chick flicks, yeah, you heard me say it, I lean more to a romantic comedy over a thriller. But I like my action movies with a lot of gunplay in them and suspense for the chase. I like that the best. Followed by a good, not nothing like Twilight or that kind of thing, but more of a man meeting a woman, falling in love. I'm a little bit older than what I used to be. I don't want to be Rambo sniping in the woods kind of movie kind of guy, or Jason Voorhees with a machete.
I'm prepared for splatter movies.
Yeah, I'm moving beyond that. I've even
like the gory, bloody, the more blood and gore.
I mean, a good Commando, Arnold Schwarzenegger, or Rambo. I like that, but you can't always be that hype on movies all the time.
No.
That's for the silver screen. Now, as far as like a Netflix or a Hulu, which one do you prefer?
Well, I've already made my choice. I prefer Hulu. Netflix has a lot of original content, which, depending on who you are, you may or may not like. As for me personally, I didn't care for, and I just couldn't get into their original content movies. And that's why I chose Hulu. It's cheaper, and there are named, known movies that are on Hulu.
Right. Me, I'm thinking I like Netflix and Hulu, and if I was to do something, I would get the Netflix first, try it out, see what I think, put it on my smartphone, and then go from there, because there are certain Netflix originals that I want to check out, but there's nothing that makes me want to do a long-term Netflix, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
And because of that, I'm thinking I'll just wait till the seasons go to video, pick them up that way. But I think I would probably do a Netflix. Hulu has some old TV shows on it, but I'm trying to push the old TV shows away, capture some of the latest things, just to keep keeping a conversation, because it would be very boring of a person who didn't know something modern.
To talk about a 45-year-old television show.
Yeah. Hey, I'm talking about this show about 10 years ago. Come to find out it's 25 years ago. Did you want to start rounding up?
Yeah, I think that's going to be about it for today.
Right back. I'm going to see something.